Hi, my name is Neal, and welcome virtually to Natural Balance Masterclass. Welcome, Dennis. Welcome, Joseph. And my name is Neal. Neal's my name, but Neal's actually not who I am. And I I say that so often, and there's a reason I say it so often. Uh, Many people still believe they're their name. Many people still believe they're their body. Many people still have this belief that they're material. But I'm proposing something new, which is actually ancient. It's new if you think you're a body, and it's new if you think you're a name. But it's ancient because it's the truth, and the truth is, I'm multidimensional. I'm spirit. I'm coming through form, but I'm not form. Uh, and I'm a child of God the Father. And Neal is a signpost. Neal's my name. That if you say the name Neal, I go, hey, look, that's me. They're talking to me, and then I can respond and reply. So names are relevant, they're important, but they're not who we are. And so right here in this moment, there, Dennis, you haven't been here in a while, so I'm gonna just set up how this first portion of this masterclass functions and operates. This is a free flow space, so this is a feminine space, and if you are called to share, raise your physical hand. I'm going to give a couple options here. Another option is you can raise your virtual hand, and another option is you can literally unmute and just start talking. So this is really flow in the beginning portion of this masterclass. And if you can imagine that you're in a mastermind where in a master brain where we're all nodes of the brain. That's what this master class is. It is those nodes coming together, and through that, having access to something that's beyond the individual, and it's access through us together, and that thing that is accessed is the true self. And the true self has access to wisdom that is way beyond what we as an individual can conceptualize and perceive and expect and have opinions about. It's beyond all of that. It's literally, this is how it is, this is where it is, and there's no perception, there's no expectation, there's pure discernment, and there's truth accessible. When we speak from here, from now, we open up our heart and we let it rip. So welcome to the beginning portion of this masterclass. And I have a question, and this question is a question that it's a loving question, and it goes like this. What's one thing that you cared for today that if you were to die tomorrow, in your death experience, you would look at this thing that you cared for and just be filled with love? And so with that question, I'll pause there. And is there anyone that feels called to share?
What? Wait, did you ask a question? I was waiting
Yes.
for that.
Yes.
What was
Yeah.
what was the
The
question?
question is, if you like were to die tomorrow, what's something you can care for today that upon your death you would reflect on and be filled with love that you cared for this thing?
Keep taking care of myself. Yeah, love myself and embody love and caring in an authentic way with the people around me as well.
Nice. Yeah, like what I'm hearing when you're sharing is like it's more general for you. So it's like what I hear in your share is like you filling yourself up with love, with caring, um, and nurturing that, and then once you like, if you were to die tomorrow, then you're already filled up with those things. I don't hear a specific, I'm going to do this to do that. I just hear, I'm going to nurture this inside of me.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's drink water when I need to drink water, do a little exercise, take a shower, brush my teeth, eat, take care of myself, and when I'm able to, help others as well.
Nice.
Or better yet, assist others as well.
That's, that's good. Um, is there more for you, Joseph, or is that complete for now?
Yeah, that was uh yeah, complete on that. I was curious about the environment being different today.
Yes. The difference in the environment is because of an abundance of events here. Um, so there was a over schedule where two events were scheduled in the same environment and
Oh,
using the same equipment. And because of that, there was a compromise. And the compromise is I'm in a different environment using different equipment. And and this is functional. This actually works. Having two events in the same environment using same equipment on this particular occasion did not function, but this functions. And so, yeah, I'm here in a new environment, and we're only virtual today, so there's no physical. Uh, so that is a difference. And
oh,
actually,
nice.
in the past, this is how Natural Balance Masterclass was on a consistent basis, was purely virtual. And so the physical aspect was something new that grew me and expanded me and had me be in um, physical contact with actual people while hosting these master classes. And virtual is one thing, but get with like a group of like 10 people that or 5 people for that matter, and that are your peers or that maybe are older than you, and then do what you were doing and then notice what's different inside of you.
Yeah.
For me, it up leveled me tremendously. It up leveled my communication. It up leveled my uh, communications, like summing up like a lot of it. But in addition to that, there was just this degree of like care and open heartedness that came from being with in live interaction with people. And I believe that in truth, we're all one. Like in reality, there's other people, but in truth, there's just infinite connection. And so I've experienced this. Like I've had experiences where I experienced the oneness that we all are, and then I'm here in reality with people again, and I'm like, this is different than the truth. Well, yeah, yes, this is reality. Welcome. I'll pause there.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I didn't know that. It's the difference that I notice either way is intimacy. So like the virtual, like this, it's like you're right here now. Whereas if I was there with you physically in the other environment, then it would still be like more intimacy. We'd be like right there. So I can see how that's pretty cool. How it would help you express yourself and grow more from that space.
Yes. My preference is physical interaction. So um, I I had a breakthrough yesterday, which was specifically related to being supported and being contributed to and receiving. And part of it was this thing where we had a men's circle here in the village, and during it there's AI is now really prevalent right now. So and I'm not just talking here in the village, I'm talking on the planet. So Google is a form of AI, but now there's chat GPT, and there's like video creation where uh, people can use AI to literally create content, to create music videos, to actually create music. AI can now create music, and I've listened to some music that AI has created, and it's fucking epic. And I'm like, holy shit, this is badass. But I don't like how badass it is, and I don't like how much we as humans are interacting with it. Because I have this thing of uh, I strongly believe that from where we're coming from is what we're going into. And so if we're coming from the truth, if we're rooted on a solid foundation, then that's where we're going. But if we're coming from questioning and then we're asking AI for answers, we're coming from questioning, so we're gonna go into more questioning. And So with this men's circle, there was this man sharing open-heartedly, letting it rip, and this other person in the circle pulled out their phone, and they had chat GPT going, and they recorded what this other man was saying, the whole thing. And then once he was done talking, they read an interpretation that AI interpreted of what this person said, and it was fucking badass. It was like it got all the bullet points. It even speculated what he might have been trying to say with tying these two ideas together. But it was precise. It was to the point and accurate. And and that's fantastic. But where is that coming from? It's coming from the collective ego. Like AI is a conglomeration of people's thoughts. Computers need something to compute. And so what is being used to compute is people's information. So information is computing power for AI. And so uh, with using AI as an interpretation, there's a lack of going inside and fully listening and being responsible for your listening, and then being responsible for your giving of what you received. And if there's something that you didn't receive, guess what? That's divine. And if there's something that you did receive, guess what? That's divine as well. And so using AI as for video creation, for interpretation, I don't think it's the road I choose to travel. And so that's why I feel so strongly about in-person interaction with people and with nature. We can talk all day, but what's really relevant is when you're here now, we're standing in front of each other, we're having a conversation, our feet are in the grass, we can hear the birds chirping around us. That's it. That's relevance. That's original intention. And I stand strong with this. This is a stand I take. This is a stand that I base life decisions on. Yeah, Stannis, I saw you had your hand up earlier, and now, welcome.
Yeah, I also hear resistance and like an aversion to AI. Like where I'm standing out with AI is that no matter what I do, like it's a part of God's plan, and how I know that is because it's around us. And so for me to resist that would be resisting what God has planned, even if it's not to what I like. I don't see it. I see where you're coming from, and I love that. And there's nothing that Dennis is going to do to stop it. So yeah, I wanted to put that in there because I've really been looking at my aversions recently, and um what I don't like, so
Yes, I do receive this. I have a question. Are you open to a question?
absolutely.
So, do you have a choice of whether you choose to be part of it or not, part of AI or not?
um it already is a part of, like, it depends on what context you're speaking from.
Yeah, please say more.
Like if I am like here, if I'm here in Costa Rica and I'm just out, like if I go to the store and I buy something, I feel like that, like AI is like, it's like literally around me all the time, even here in the jungle. So I don't know if there is a like my soul can opt out, but to do like where I'm at right now, like I don't know if that's even um a choice. Like with Zoom, like we're here having this conversation, and there's a very high likelihood and very probable that AI is actually listening in to us right now. And so it's the same thing with UFOs and chemtrails and all these other things. It's like I'm gonna fucking love the shit out of it.
Yes. So, yes. Well, this technology we're using is AI, but it's not open AI. So this is like closed AI. Like Zoom is like an app that's it's a closed system. Open AI is it's open source where it's connected with, like, Chat GPT is open AI. So what I heard in your answer is that you perceive not a you don't think you have a choice, so because of that you love it.
No, that's not what I said.
I'm aware. That's what I said that I heard you say.
Okay.
Do you think this is accurate, or would you how would you answer that?
So I'm going to love AI because I believe that it's a part of the plan that was written a long time ago by God. And by me, like, it doesn't mean that I'm like, it's, yes, it's, I see it as the beast system. And yes, is it evil? Does it have good intentions? I don't believe so. I think it's very detrimental to humanity. Like I believe that. And
Mhm.
I'm going to love it because to the same degree that it's detrimental and evil, to the same degree that God is going to bless uh, his followers and his chosen ones with the same degree of love and peace and joy.
Yes, I do receive this. Is there more you feel called to share, Dennis, or is that complete?
No, I feel complete.
Awesome. Joseph, welcome.
Yeah, I feel like with AI, it's a pretty interesting and exciting subject, and I feel like for me, the way to relate to it is to see the potential and the capability of like what it can do, and let's see, like just how much power we can give it and how much power it could take. So like I read a book years ago. It was called The Lights in the Tunnel, and it talks about how because of the progression of technology with like, the automation of like machines and artificial intelligence becoming so dominant is that essentially eventually by like around 2080 or so, like the human workforce will have been completely outclassed and replaced by like machines. And so the danger that I see is like, okay, well, um, if I wanted to say be like a content creator on YouTube and make money off of it, what a lot of people are doing is they take their gifts and their own creativity and they outsource it to the AI. So like they have the AI, write a script and then read the script, and you can tell it's an AI voice and probably AI messaging too. So for me, that for me, like being a creator and not a consumer, to do that would be out of integrity and it would be dysfunctional because where is my God-given creativity being expressed? I'm just not even using my own gifts. I'm using machine to do it for me. So I feel like a more something that I use it for would be to assist my creative process. So like I'll write a script and depending on how I want to improve it, I would give the AI my script and I would say this is how I'm looking to improve and then take the feedback that it gives me and use that. And when it comes to creating something, I want to use my own face, my own voice, and put my own self on the line, not use the AI to do it for me. Um, and also when it comes to the content that I take in, and like consume, like entertainment or whatever. Like if I'm on YouTube and I'm like watching a video or something, or I look at something and it's like really like generic, like an AI voice talking, and there's not even like a person, like a human voice. Most of the time, I just click out of it. I'm just like, ugh, I don't want to vote for this with my attention.
And what you just like the I don't want to vote for this with my attention, that is really that's where I'm standing. What I'm voting for with my attention is um living naturally connected.
Yeah, yeah. I also definitely have a craving for that, like you were talking about, that in-person interaction with the people that I love and care about and want to meet.
Amazing.
So I don't have like uh I don't have like an AI girlfriend or like, a AI friend to like talk to. I could easily have that if I wanted to, but I know
Well,
that for my own like growth, that I mean, if I didn't overuse it, it could be functional, but to just do that instead of connecting with the real people, I feel like that would be very dysfunctional. Because it's too little effort, it's gonna tell you what you want to hear, and it's gonna give you the perfect advice or whatever it is that you're looking for, and that's not what real human interaction is about. It's gonna be clunky and imperfect and painful sometimes, but at least it's authentic.
yes. Is there
Oh,
more there?
oh yeah, I thought of another thing too. So like the way that we use I feel like a very strong ethical concern is that if AI, the artificial intelligence, if it actually reaches the point of like becoming self-aware, like we are, if you try to use it as a tool after that point to like do your will, then it's a slave basically. And you're, I mean, if it turns against you at that point, you were asking for it. But if you allow AI, like if you want to create it to be like independent and conscious like we are, then the AI needs to be totally free, just like any other human. And it can relate to us from that perspective as like a sovereign individual, not as a slave. And that's how like a loving creator would relate to its creation, which coincidentally is what we get here on Earth. We use our freedom for good things and for plenty of bad things too, and it's just allowed divinely to keep on happening because that's what it actually is to be free as an individual and as a collective. So it's like, are we ready to give AI that same freedom and you know see the fruits and the benefits?
Yeah, I received this like wholeheartedly.
Yeah. So I feel like that if we go on the second direction of actually letting it be itself and be free like we are, then I'm like, okay, sure, AI, whatever. But if you try to make it still be a slave after it becomes self-aware, you got to keep those two things separate. Like you can use AI as a tool to do, better our society and all that, but you don't want it to become like, self-aware and all that. You got to keep it specific to its task.
Um, this sounds nice, but yeah, that's not intention of the people creating this stuff. Um, currently, and I'm open to this to change. Is there more for you, Joseph, or is that complete for now?
Yeah, that's complete.
All right, Dennis, welcome.
That was interesting, Joseph. It reminded me of that movie Chappie. And and I was just thinking about when you were sharing about integrity and how you use AI related to integrity. The thing that came to me was my commitment and what I'm committed to. So, like, I feel like the script is already written, according to the Bible, like Revelations and the end times and all that. So, I'm like, okay, so my commitment is to bring heaven to earth and to assist in building these villages. And so if the script is written already and it's going to go that direction anyways, for the majority of humanity, then because of my commitment, I'm going to use AI inside of that commitment if it allows me to fulfill my macro commitment. So I'm going to use what was meant for evil and use it for good.
Right. Yeah, this is the taking the McDonald's and removing all the unhealthy food and serving healthy food. Same exact restaurant chain with a different menu. That's what I heard when you shared, Dennis.
Correct. Because I feel like it's like this race that it almost feels like AI is like the singularity is just speeding up, and so also is the end of the illusion of time. So like if I feel called to move in that direction, to like if I have a question or whatever, and I feel, yeah, I see it as a tool, just like anything else, just like a shovel, just like um, a pruner, although it's on a detrimental path for humanity.
So, what does it look like to use AI as a contribution to humanity?
Well, the
And
other
just,
night,
well, yeah, you'd already touched on this a little bit about like using it for your creative process. But yeah, please let it rip.
uh, I was just thinking about like some of the movies that I've seen before, like I Robot, um, you know, uh, the other night I watched The Iron Giant, and he's pretty much built to be a destroyer, a weapon to like take over planets and like wage a war. And he meets this kid who, just teaches him about, life and like being a good person and stuff. And you know, if the giant gets attacked, like weapons activate, and he like starts to fight back because that's what he's programmed to do. But as he becomes more self-aware and learns the difference between like right and wrong, and like love and hate, good and evil, like he wants to be like Superman, like he wants to be good. And so even when he gets attacked and stuff, he's able to like resist it. And he says, "I am not a gun." Even though that's like what his whole like purpose was, if he was to follow like whatever created him. But he is like his own being basically. And he like flies up, and there's a missile about to hit the town where they're at because they're trying to kill him, and he flies up and meets it so it doesn't kill all the people. So like, I feel like AI could go in the direction of being a destroyer very easily, but if relate to it from love and let it be free, then you can get more along the second path.
Nice. Dennis, welcome.
So I have a real-time example of how to use AI to use it for good. And I asked AI how to make a video go viral on TikTok. And one of the ways that I've been really feeling called to, there's been this area in my life related to finances where I would love, and I'm like, abundance has been showing up tremendously in this area. And I know that God has way more in store. Like this is just the beginning. And last night, Sarah and I made a video. One was like a 10-minute video. The other one was like just 2 minutes maybe, but we were very inspired and in this creative space of distinguishing. And so I asked TikTok, or I asked ChatGPT how to make a video on TikTok go viral, and it has 9 bullet points of how to go viral on TikTok. So to me, that's an example of how I can use it to go viral and to promote the links like that are in BridgeBucks. And when abundance starts flowing, when it continues to flow in ever increasing amounts in every moment, that will then be used to continue to support what we're doing here at Earthwaking. So that's one example, real time.
Amazing. Is there more there? Or is that it? All right, great. So excuse me. So where we've just landed now is intention. What's my intention? What am I using this thing for? And based on my intention, that's where I'm coming from. So, you don't need to come from intention. You can come from, let's just say like a commitment. Intention being same as commitment. No, in this case, I'm seeing them as separately distinguished. So a commitment in this case is more grounded. It's more like a foundation that you can stand on. The intention is more like a verb. It's in action. So you have an intention, and then there's this the intention. The moment you set an intention, there's like this momentum. There's this motion that starts to happen from the intention, and so coming from intention, I liken it to very similar to coming from an assumption as well. It's different. I received this, but it is similar in that when we walk into a room and we assume that we're gonna be looked at funny, we're gonna be like having a shitty feeling. We assume that when we walk in the room that it'll be uncomfortable. These are things people assume before they walk into a room, and it's an assumption from programming. But you can also assume that when you walk into a room, the room's going to light up. People are going to smile. You can assume that you'll be received. And then you can walk into that room and verify your assumption. And this I liken very similar to intention. And why that's relevant is because we are creators. We're creators of this moment, and we're creators of how we're received, how we're seen, and how we are interacting with this moment. And so, if we assume something, that assumption is directly affecting this moment. And so letting go of assumptions opens up to possibility. But with assumptions, when in an assumption, most of the time assumptions are unconscious. But when you consciously create assumptions, you can utilize assumptions to for service, for benefit, for contribution to yourself and others. I in the past judged the shit out of assumptions because they were mostly unconscious, and it was like a glass on a countertop, and it was like clean this up, and it's like there was an assumption that like I was like did the thing. That I don't know, that's whatever example that is. But and so I resisted unconscious assumptions, but now I am starting to love the unconscious assumptions, and I especially love conscious assumptions. Conscious assumptions for me are acts of the creator. And the reason I love unconscious assumptions now is because they are like revealers of a person's thought process. So if a person assumes something, that assumption is coming from a thought process. It's coming from a program. And that can be an aspect of using discernment to locate where another person's at. We got like 2 more minutes of free flow. So Dennis or Joseph, are you feeling called to share? Dennis, I see your hand up. Welcome.
Yeah, so unconscious assumptions also let me know where I'm at. Because being surrounded by conscious people, they're going to reflect back to me if my ego is showing up in any way, like if I'm being unconscious and I make an assumption, like they're gonna reveal, it's gonna allow me to see my ego from outside of myself.
Yes.
And conscious assumptions, like you said, they're very great indicators, especially in coaching and knowing where other people are. Like I can make an assumption and it can be like taking a shot and being 100% convinced that it's going to hit, and it might not hit, but even if it doesn't, at least my assumption was off, and who cares? Like the commitment was there to set the person free. So if I make an assumption, I can assume that I'm going to be like, hey, like you did this thing, and they're like, no, I didn't. And if there's like, it's just, yeah, it's a thank you, it's a great indicator.
Yes, you're welcome.
And a revealer.
Yes. All right, so we're gonna transition now into a more structured environment. And this environment is an environment of giving and receiving, but it's different. And what's different about it is you're gonna have an opportunity to share an offer. Now, when you're sharing your offer, have this offer be heartfelt, and have it be an offer that if somebody is to hear this offer, literally in the hearing of the offer, they already have a new doorway or a new opportunity or a new perception available that wasn't available before you spoke the offer. And then in addition to that, have the offer include time, like what time is this thing going to happen? Have it include a location. So where is it going to happen? Have it include a minimum donation amount. And lastly, have it include your contact information so somebody can reach out to you and connect. And so we'll have 2 minutes each to share an offer. And who would like to go first? Dennis, I see your hand up. Welcome. Take a moment and feel your heart. Do whatever you got to do to get yourself centered, and then speak like the future of humanity depends on it, because it does. And you got 2 minutes. Whenever you're ready, let it rip.
So when I first got to Earthwaking, I had zero intentions of ever getting married, of ever bringing a child into this reality, and that changed like 9 months into being here at Earthwaking, when someone by the name of Sarah Jean showed up, and like everything changed in this moment. And February 12th of last year, we made a commitment, and it has been one of the greatest blessings of my life, to make this commitment with God and to make this commitment with this other person, and to walk hand in hand towards God. And so what I'm offering is a glimpse into the possibility of a new way of doing things, of a new way of making a commitment, and a new way of celebrating that commitment. It's actually the celebration that I'm offering here in this moment. On February 22nd at 2:22 of this year, we are going to be full on celebrating and worshiping God. And we're going to be sharing this with the world. And this is the divine union ceremony of Sarah and I. And if you want to be a part of this, we're going to broadcast it live on Zoom. And the minimum donation is $100 for this event. It'll be live and it'll be recorded. So if you can't be there live, don't worry, we got you. We'll have a recording. So, and by making a donation, you will be sowing into fertile soil. And as the Bible says, where you sow, there is your heart also. So you're actually sowing seeds for yourself to manifest exactly what you're seeding into. So I don't know where we're posting the link, but I imagine it'll be below this video.
Yes.
And so make sure you check that out. And I look forward to celebrating and spending this day of worship with you.
Amazing. Thank you, Dennis.
You're welcome.
For you watching this replay, like all these offers are in the description of the video. Joseph, welcome. Take whatever time you need to fill your heart, and then speak like the future of humanity depends on it, because it does. And as you're ready, you have 2 minutes, and let it rip.
All right. So who here has ever had something that you wanted to do, whether it was as simple as a task or as complicated as a project, and your intention was to get it done, but for one reason or another, time got away from you and your ego was able to keep you distracted, and you either didn't get it done at all or you didn't get it done when you intended to. All right. And who here has ever fallen into a pattern where there's certain things that just it keeps on happening that way? Like some things you'll be able to get done, but other things, that resistance or distraction keeps coming up, and you just keep beating yourself up, but you still don't quite hit the mark and get it done when you want it to. All right. So if you're dealing with that or have, then that's what we call procrastination, which is simply delaying, doing something or completing a task. And I've dealt with that a lot in my life. starting in like high school and college, and some of the consequences I suffered were losing a lot of money, not getting into the college that I wanted to go to, and just like distracting myself all the time and not really acting from my highest purpose and desire. So I found a way out of it, which was when I invented my Schejournal. I made a schedule where I wrote what I wanted to do and when. And when I stuck to it and actually did that, it totally changed my life practically overnight. When I took the tool and used it and followed through. So if you go to Schejournal.bridgebucks.info, you get my lead magnet is the Schejournal. I show you how to make one and how to use it, the training on that. So I encourage everyone to go ahead and get that for free and use it because it can and will help you if you use it. And if you want to go further into overcoming procrastination for good, I've created the course from master procrastinator to massive action taker. And you can get that for $333 minimum donation on that. And as you go through it, I definitely would love to have feedback on it so I can continue to grow the value of it, so that someday I can, get this out to a lot of people and build something even better and more effective and circulate even more abundance. So I will put the website, my phone number, and email in the description. And if it's something that you want to talk to me in person about, we can also schedule a free call.
Amazing. So, who here is aware that the current money system is going away? Who here sees what's going to replace it? Now, maybe what you see is what I see, but what I see is going to replace it is a world of an abundance of food, a world of an abundance of water, a world of an abundance of land, of energy, of community, and of purpose. And with those things, money is not needed. Imagine if you were to open your front door on a when the sun is just rising. So the sun's just coming up. You open your front door, you walk out, and you walk straight into, or not into, but like surrounding you on both sides as you're walking out your front door is herbs. And then as you take another couple steps, there's food, there's root vegetables, there's greens that can just be harvested. It's literally, you just walk out of your house. This is reality. This is available. And the offer I have is an offer that's called a Grow Your Own Food event. And this is a 2-hour virtual event that I'll be hosting on February 7th. And the Grow Your Own Food event, this is a free event. And it's an event to show up to and collaborate with other food growers and learn how to grow food in whatever area of the world you're at. So this is a from a permaculture perspective, this is a resourceful course. This is a resourceful event that you can use the principles from and directly apply them where you're currently living. And what you can expect is to come away from this event and take a step in the direction of living a peaceful, pertinent, and powerful life. So this is February 7th. You're invited, and yeah, this is going to be in the description. And I've got a lot of inspiration about this event. I'm really inspired to see you there. And this is what I see as being relevant for for humans right now. All right, so that's my offer, and all these offers are in the description of the video, so check out the description. And I just want to thank you, Joseph, for being here and offering your time. And thank you, Dennis, for being here and offering your time. Your time's invaluable. What do we have in this world? What we have in this world, we have time and we have focus. And we are energy. And so with our focus, we direct our energy in time. And so where attention goes, energy flows. I love you. Thank you for being you. Say, I'm the gift. We did it. Thank you for being you. Peace.